Okay. I think I'm live now. Okay. I think I'm good. Alright. How's everyone doing? Hopefully alright. A little bit in a more relaxed mood now. I gotta leave five-ish p.m. EST, which is about an hour and a half from now. So I'm gonna end the stream at 5. So ideally, take like an hour and a half for this. And the goal is to try to go through all the Pokemon from last season and see if they should be changed. The chicken parm was great. I'm not great at taking pictures of my food. I guess I got to try to get better at that, but it was quite delicious and it's pretty easy to make. Just take I think I use chicken thigh, just pound it really thin, egg, and then breadcrumbs. I didn't make my own breadcrumbs for this. Do like a quick shallow fry on both sides. Put it into a different pan. Put it into the broiler with sauce on it for like 2 minutes. And then add cheese on it for another minute and a half, 2 minutes. Very good. Yeah. I'm trying to get this the tiering done. I have this. Shout outs to Smogon. Oh, this is also cool. This link here by Dio Riodadio. It looks like they have resources here somewhere. One of these is like, this is links. There's something about all their projects. Maybe this is it. I'll have to check out their Discord later. But shout outs to this person. And they have exactly what I want, which is, I can make this. I'll zoom in and make this bigger. It might be too big, but that's fine. It shows all the Pokemon and move pull additions and then move ball returns. And then I guess deletions and changes are here. But I don't think moves would have gotten deleted from the Pokemon that are already in the game. We can look at I also have so I don't want this zoomed in. Is there a way I can zoom just this page but not this? That'll be the compromise. This looks a little bit better. Okay. So I think we'll just go right at the top from here and just try to go as quickly as possible through all these changes. I have basically actually right here the Pokemon. So I guess we'll go with Charizard first. We can see what moves it gets, if we think that'll make a difference. I think my general philosophy is if the Pokemon got drafted, it probably shouldn't go down in value. Now, I think there could be exceptions for that if it's like I think a perfect example is a mon I drafted, so I might be biased towards it. But Monkey Dory, that one's gonna drop down even though it stayed drafted. And this is also final. I guess you could also take into account the if it was originally drafted versus stayed on the team in finale. But Monkey Dory's gonna go down. So you could call them thumbnail mons or like new brand new hype mons that people really want to try out. If they're not as good, you might just want to still keep it on the team anyway. So I understand that. So those Pokemon might go down in value, but I think just about every other Pokemon that's been drafted is not going to go down in value. And I think there's almost like a guaranteed chance that if the Pokemon didn't get drafted, it should probably go down in value. I think that's a fair, especially for like the decently priced stuff. I think if it doesn't get drafted, it should go down in value to maybe more accurately represent how good the Pokemon actually is. We'll see. I guess if you always have that philosophy, then there's always Pokemon that don't get drafted, so it'd be interesting. But maybe if Frostlass doesn't get drafted for 3 seasons, becomes a 4-point mon. Maybe you draft it at that point. And maybe for 7 points, it seems like too much. So, we'll see. Start with Charizard at 6 points. Probably fine to stay there. It got Scorching Sands, but it had Earthquake, right? I guess I can go here. Earthquake. It had Earthquake, so if you're hitting Heatran, there goes the train. Like 84 attack with Earthquake is not bad. So I don't really know how much we add with this change. So I think Charizard stays at 6. Arbok. Arbok's going to be pretty low with 2-point value. Breaking Swipe, Skitter Smack, Double Edge. Doesn't really add anything. I think we still keep it at 2. It's an interesting mon. People have done the, like, Scale Shot with Arbok. Coil Scale Shot, something like that. It seems interesting. And it's 2 points, so I feel like that's about as low as you can go with that Pokemon. Raichu was probably drafted at 5 points. I would say Raichu goes from 5 to 6. I think it's a pretty good Terra Captain. Decent speed, good enough attack, can always revenge kill stuff. These moves don't really make a difference. Alolan Raichu is probably a point or 2 higher. Raichu. Do we have it as Alola Raichu? I think it's Raichu Alola, right? No, it's Alolan Persian. Alolan Raichu is at 7. I think 7 or 8. Both can be fine there. Especially with Electric Terrain. That's what Chase had. And that seems like a pretty good combination there. Sandslash. These moves don't make a difference towards its viability. Sandslash is probably like 3 points. 4 points. I feel like 4 points is good for it. There's more Rapid Spinners in the game, so I think that loses a little bit of viability for Sandslash. So I think keeping it for 4 is okay. Alolan Sandslash got Triple Axle. That seems like the first notable change. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Now, what else did Sandslash? Does it have like Rock Blast? No. So I think is Triple Axle the only move that would get buffed by Loaded Dice? Oh, it has Icicle Spear. So what is that? Icicle Spear is base like 100 to 125. Triple Axle is 120 base power, but there's a pretty good chance that like you don't even need Loaded Dice, and Triple Axle like 70% of the times could be 120 base power move, which is about the same strength as Icicle Spear. So it might not be the biggest buff. It might help a little bit. It probably doesn't change its viability. I think 7 points is fine to keep it at that. Oh, is Loaded Dice not work with them? You might be right. I have no idea. Loaded Dice. Okay, Triple Axle. There you go. 1 accuracy check. Just so. So I think it's as long as the first one hits, all 3 should hit. If you have Loaded Dice. Population Bomb can vary between 4 and 10 times. Okay. So yeah, I don't think Triple Axle makes too much of a difference to Sandslash. Clefable. Future Sight seems pretty cool. Meteor Beam is cool for a strong special attacking move. Psych Up also seems like an interesting move on Clefable. Especially like an Unaware Clefable boot set. You have Psych Up, so you actually take their boost and they're not going to be doing any damage to you. That seems really good, doesn't it? And Future Sight and Meteor Beam are like all fine moves. Future Sight, Meteor Beam, and Psych Up. I think all these things make Clefable better. Clefable is probably around 14 points. And Clefable at 15. I would propose to move it up to 16. I think it could go either way, but I think 16 is probably pretty good. I think. I mean, it depends, Frosted, if you think they're going to be a Magic Guard or not. Because Magic Guard, like setting up to try to take down Magic Guard Clefable is definitely a viable thing. Unaware is probably the lesser common set. I guess Unaware Heavy Duty Boots is not bad, though. Ninetales gets, and this yellow column again, move additions. So these are moves they never had before. Move return, so they've had this move in the past. So Ninetales gets Pain Split, Psych Up, Scorching Sands. At least Scorching Sands sounds like a buff. I don't think the other moves are that big of a deal. Where did Ninetales at 10? I would say Ninetales 10 to 11. I think I would raise at 1 point, especially because it looks like Fire's going to be a little bit better in this game. I don't want to put too big of a tax. I don't really like taxing weather a ton. I think 11 is good. 10 might be okay. I'm good with just leaving it there. But I generally would favor 1 more point, especially because like gouging. What's the new Pokemon? Gouging Fire is probably pretty good. Fire, you have a couple months go with Fire, so I think having a 1 point extra is not going to hurt it. People will draft it if you want it. All on Ninetales. I think people. I know I definitely convinced AIM and Envy to lower the price because they thought it was going to be like 16, 17 point mon. I think 14 is good. I could see it even going to 13, but I think 14 is probably fine with it. Yeah, Raging Bolt's also good on Sun too. That's a good point. I think Ninetales is fine at 14. Wigglytuff. I don't think any of those moves make a difference to Wigglytuff's viability. I would keep it in the same. It's probably 2 points. Yeah, keep Wigglytuff at 2 points. Venomoth. It's a cool Pokemon. Sludge Wave is like slightly stronger than Sludge Bomb, so I guess that is a difference. It's not a huge difference, though. And Venomoth we had at 8 points and not Terra. I would say this. I would either say make Venomoth more expensive but give it Terra access, or lower the price and it can't Terra still. I think it is a fair point to just have none of the quivered in users have Terra access unless they're really bad, like Lilligant. We allowed it to have Terra access and no one drafted it, to be fair. So Doug Trio has Endeavor. That's probably pretty good. That's pretty good for like lead, focus, sash, stealth rocks, Endeavor, something like that. I think would be pretty good. You're going to be faster than everything. I don't think these other moves make a difference. Maybe Throat Chop. I don't think Doug Trio was drafted. 10 points. Do these moves make it significantly better? I would generally say yes. So I think I would keep it at 10. I don't think I would raise it to 11 or lower it to 9. My general philosophy, again, if I think they if they weren't drafted, they'd probably go down in value. But I think Doug Trio getting Endeavor makes it a 10-point mon. Dugtrio Alola. I don't really care about this one. It's probably like 3 points. 2 points? Sure. 2 points. Persian. We get Double Edge again. What was Persian's... what did Persian have to use before? Body Slam? Double Edge is a buff. I think we can raise the price to 2 or 3 points. Actually, probably, I think 3 is fine. It's now with if you give that Terra normal, it's gonna be faster than. Again, I think 110 is the speed tier you want to add speed. So this has the speed. Base 70 attack is pretty bad, but Terra normal, Double Edge, it seems like it hits okay. You're thinking Dugtrio at 9. I think Endeavor gives it enough to keep it at 10. It might not get drafted again, but I think it's fine either way. Persian, Alolan. Don't think any of these moves make a difference. Throw Chop is nice. What did Persian have before? Physical, dark move, knockoff. And now it has Throw Chop. That doesn't really make a difference. I don't think you add anything with Alolan Persian. It was 4 points and no one drafted it. I think Alolan Persian is like 1 point higher than regular Persian. So I think 4 is still fine with it. It's actually quite good for 4 points. That might be something I consider getting this season. Golduck. Future Sight. And Whirlpool, if you want. Nah, Whirlpool's not even worth mentioning. This Golduck. 3 points. Wasn't drafted. I would say I would move it down to 2 points. If you want to get Rain, and you also want to, if you want to, like, you're only getting Golduck if you're going to use Rain. So if you're going to get Golduck, and you're going to make it a Terra Captain, and you want to, like, it takes up one of your slots in your team, I think that's fine. It's like, Golduck's not that good. I guess it also stops other like Sun. Like, it's not a bad Sun counter. You're slower than gouging, what's it called? Gouging Fire. You're still slower than it, unfortunately. I think 2 points and, like, a nifty little mon that could disrupt weather would be pretty cool. What's up, John? How are you? You drafting anything cool for BBR? You can't tell me what it is yet. Arcanine. I don't think any of these moves make a difference. Curse might be cool. I don't think you're ever gonna run Curse Arcanine. It could be. Could be a set, I guess. It was at 12 points. I think that's an easy. Make that 11 points. Emboar is gonna be around like 11 or 12. I probably still use Emboar over Arcanine. Yeah, Temper Flare could be useful. Oh, pick 2. Nice. Ooh, I like it. Got a Chanpao. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of cool Pokemon that are out there, so hopefully you get something that gets you good thumbnails. Hisuian Arcanine. Is Scorching Sands worth it? Probably not. And Scorching Sands, I mean, that's like really to hit Heatran, and like Head Smash does so much anyway. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, Extreme Speed into Temper Flare. I guess that could be a thing. That seems super, super niche. Hisuian Arcanine is what, like 13 points? I think we have it at H. Hisuian. Arcanine 13. I think we keep it at 13. That's a mon I want to try. 13 seems like borderline too much, though. Whatever. Polygraph. If I put it at 12, then I think people are going to get it. And I probably still want to use, like, Enbor over it. Oof, there's a Discord at. Uh-oh. Now I got to deal with people. Dealing with John's already bad enough. Whirlpool. Polygraph. Does it get Parasong? It doesn't get Parasong, so you can't do like Whirlpool. Does any Pokemon get it? Who do we got? We got Dugong. Ooh. Maybe that rises the viability of Dugong. Hold up. I said Dugong was a 2-point Pokemon. Yeah, probably still 2-point Pokemon. I mean, what Vivid had to sweep with Poliwhirl at 7 points. That's fine. I think we keep it at 7. Victory Bell. What did Victory Bell get? Sludge Wave. Slightly stronger than Sludge Bomb, but I don't think it's that impactful. I think what it does is it doesn't make a difference between Sludge Bomb and Sludge Wave. Parasong Liquid Voice, yeah, that is cool. It's at 6 points right now. We had Vileplume at 7. Victory Bell versus Vileplume. And, like, Venusaur, they all are, like, all in the same range. They all do, like, very similar things. Chlorophyll. Vileplume has Effects 4, which is a super nice ability. Victory Bell, what's Victory Bell's niche over Vileplume or Venusaur? It has Sucker Punch, right? Sucker Punch? Vileplume doesn't get Sucker Punch, right? No. I think that's probably the main niche. Knockoff? Venusaur gets Knockoff. Vileplume doesn't get it. Both get Weather Ball, or all of them get Weather Ball, all of them get Swords Dance. All three of them do pretty similar things. The special attack is better on Vileplume, though. The physical attack is better on Victory Bell, but if you're going to be sweeping in Sun, probably 9 times out of 10 you're going to go special. Unless you go, like, you could go Terra Blast, like, physical with fire. And that's probably pretty decent. But I think Victory Bell being lower than Vileplume and then Vileplume being lower than Venusaur, I think is all fair. So I think we keep Victory Bell at 6, 1 below Vileplume, 2 below Venusaur. That's probably fair. Yeah, Victory Bell can go mixed. That is fair. You can go like Growth, Sucker Punch, Solar Beam, and Terra Blast or Sludge Bomb, or I don't even know if you need Sucker Punch. But you're probably almost always going special if you're going, unless you want to go like Sludge Bomb. If you want to go something like this, with Victory Bell in the Sun, then that's probably better. And that's probably the niche that Victory Bell has. It's also faster than Vileplume. So, like, that's something to not underestimate. Yeah, they probably get Solar Blade, too. Oh, okay, Victory Bell does not get Solar Blade. Yeah, maybe if it got Solar Blade, it would, maybe Solar Blade would give it more viability, but I think it's fine that Victory Bell is the worst out of the 3. Golem has Hard Press. What does Hard Press do again? More power. Yeah, okay. That's pretty much a useless move. Golem probably was 2 points, 3 points. Let's make it 2 points. So that way I can draft it. Okay. Next we got a Alolan Golem. Alolan Golem gets Meteor Beam. Okay. Is it like 45 special attack? 55. Okay. Underestimating it. And Supercell Slam. Okay. Well, that's probably not a useless move. Because what was your electric coverage prior to this? Thunder Punch. Supercell Slam is quite a bit stronger. That probably gives it viability to be like from a 2 to 3 point mod. Also traps steals, and there's more steals in the game. It could even be 4. I could see it. If you're gonna Terra this, you can like really make sure you beat steel types. Like you'll trap Corviknight. What other steals are you gonna trap with this? Registeel seems pretty garbage. Archulodon. You just be ground type. Yeah, what steals are you? That were, I mean, you can change out of your Earthquake. You can be like Terra Grass or something, and then go for Earthquake to kill Extra Drill, or you just go Terra Ground or something like that. You have ways to deal with a lot of steel types, so that seems interesting. And yeah, Galvanize. That's also another ability for Golem, and Sturdy. If you like, it's 3 great abilities. Probably actually. I feel like 4 points seems pretty decent for it. Good steel type trapper. There's more steals in the game. Is there a link for this doc, Silver? I can post my notes. Sure. It's not public right now, but I can post these notes. I think a couple people have actually asked me for that, so I think I can share that. That's good. Slowbro. Did he get teleport back? Nope. Okay. Don't really care about this, right? Thank you, John. Expanding Force. That might be cool with Indeedee. Psychic. What's the Indeedee ability? Psychic Surge. It's still only Indeedee, so whatever. But Expanding Force, always a cool move. But I don't think any of these are super impactful. Where was Slowbro last? At 14 points? That's probably too high. I feel like 12 would be a pretty big drop-off. Where did we have Suicune? We have Suicune at like 12 or 13. Swampert at like 13. Slowbro can probably fit into 13-point range with all those Pokemon. 14 is probably a little bit too high. It is a great defensive wall. Kind of surprising it went undrafted. Rotom also went undrafted. That's a cool Pokemon. Yeah. Is it a good answer to like gouging Slowbro to gouging? They're not even in the calc yet. Gouging Fire. So we can basically call that Entei. 115 attack. What are you going to hit Slowbro with? You don't really have anything for Slowbro. I mean, Slowbro is like the definition of like a great physical wall. There's like Crunch to Slowbro doing like 30%. That's like, yeah, that's nothing. So Slowbro definitely great. Still as a physical defensive wall. There is power creep. I feel like the bulky psychics like have been not as great against power creep, but that's still like really good damage. Photosynthesis Outrage. Let's see. What's the best way to put? Is Booster Energy gonna work? I can just give it Booster Energy and Photosynthesis. Attack. Adamant. Outrage. Make it stab. It's a 2-hit KO. Close to a 2-hit KO. If you give a choice band, well, sure, it's going to 2-hit KO. But then, if you see that damage, you can go into your Fairy type. Yeah, you go with your Florges, and then what's your fairy type gonna do to gouging? It's not gonna do a whole lot. Like whatever fire move you're gonna go for is gonna probably wreck that fairy type, unless it's super physically defensive. You know, gouging. I want to take gouging fire. Seems pretty good. I think I settled at 17 for it. I think I had it originally at 16. You guys convinced me to put it to 17. All right, Galar Slowbro. Slowbro Galar. I love we're getting through all this today. I only got like an hour. Sludge Wave. I think it already had Surf, so I don't think Muddy Water does anything. Probably about the same, like 10 points or so. Galar Slowbro, 10 points. Do we even go down to 9 points? Nine-point Galar Slowbro with Terra? That seems really cool. And then you give it a quick draw? I don't remember if we banned. Did we ban quick draw? I would have banned it. Quick claw was banned. Well, not quick draw. Yeah, that seems kind of cheeky. I think I'd probably get voted down anyway on making it down to 9 points. I might as well just keep it at 10. I think 10 is fine for Slowbro. Glow King is going to be way higher. Probably like 16 points, 17 points. Season 1. Galar Slow King is at 16, and it's probably good at 16. It could even be 17. Galar Slow King is just such a nice glue Pokemon. Definitely fair. MV definitely has a justification, though. Muck. Nothing changes with it having paints, but its HP is too high for it to do anything with it. 4 points. We can make it 3. It got tools last gen, or like from Gen 8 to Gen 9, but it's still a Muck. And like, you're probably going to use that as your grounded poison. So like, is Muck worth it as your grounded poison? Like, do you really deter your opponent from using Toxic Spikes? Or do you bring your Muck and like, that's a Muck? It's like one of your 6 Pokemon is a Muck. That's like, if I see that, I'm probably thinking that's like okay for me. It's only a Muck. Alolan Muck is a lot better because of the dark typing and stat knockoff, such like that. Has Sludge Wave. That doesn't really make a difference. Alolan Muck at 9 points. I think we can bring it down to 9. I think 9 is okay for it. Cloyster got literally nothing. Wah wah. We have it at 10 points. I would say bring it down to 9 points and not let it have Terra access. I think that's definitely fair. Gengar. Alright. Do we have Gengar too high here? It's probably like a 13-point Mon. We have it at 15. If people like it at 15, then you can keep drafting it at 15. Sure. Sludge Wave. It slightly hits harder than Sludge Bomb. If you want like spec sets, maybe you run a... What's up, Mario? I haven't heard you for a while. How's everything going, man? Hypno. Alright, we got Curse, Double Edge. Doesn't change anything with Hypno. Probably a 1.1. Yeah, keep it at 1. Electrode. Supercell Slam doesn't make a difference on it. Its attack is probably like base 50. Electrode. Base 50. There you go. Electrode. We have it at 4. I think 4 for Electrode is fine. 4 or 5. Psychic Noise. That is fair. For Hypno. But I don't think, like... Hypno's not really doing anything anyway. It's at 1 point. Like, it doesn't make it a 2-point Pokemon just because it has it. But it is quite an interesting move. I don't know how often I'd run it, though. I'd probably just click Taunt to make sure they don't heal, or Knock Off, or Encore. You have all those options, Lamp now, even. So I feel like they're just better than using a weaker Psychic to make sure they don't heal. Hisuian Electrode. I don't know how Nexus enjoyed Electrode or not. I don't think Supercell Slam makes a difference either. I think we can keep it at 8 with Terra Access. It's still super fast. Oh, Psychic Noise on Gengar. That's fair. I think Psychic's still probably better. Wheezing. Don't think that makes a difference. Sludge Wave doesn't make a difference. 7 points. I just go down to 6 points. Wheezing is kind of weird because, like, Levitate's a great ability, but it means you can't absorb Toxic Spikes. Neutralizing Gas gives it a weakness to ground, which is the big selling point of Wheezing. So it's like a weird dichotomy there, like which ability do you run? And if you get Wheezing, do you also want to get another Grounded Poison to go with it? And if you do, then are you going to go Wheezing plus another Poison type? Are you going to bring both of them to the same game? Probably not. And shoutouts to Hams. Very bad beer, but it's like water. Doesn't matter. Galar Wheezing. What did they get? Gunk Shot. I think Gunk Shot is actually not that bad. It is base 90 attack. I think you can kind of underestimate the attack stat of Wheezing. 90 is not that bad. Add 120 plus dab, plus a chance to poison. That's all a pretty good combination there. Did it have Poison Jab previously? No. Did it even have physical poison coverage? It didn't. So that's a pretty big deal. It allows it to go mixed. You would definitely break substitutes. Am I winning SPL too? Probably not. We got what is it? Same amount of coaches, so 14 coaches. Low odds that I win it, but hopefully. Are you did you graduate from your masters yet, Mario, or are you still working on that? Galar Wheezing, where do we have it? Is it under G? Galarian Wheezing. At 12 points? Man, that seems like a lot. I think I would just keep it at 12. Yeah, Legacy Coach is now in. Aim and MV are still in. That is definitely confirmed. At least the 3 of us. From there, we'll figure it out. Tauros with Throat Chop. This is definitely good for Tauros. I don't know what it had for, like, Miss Magius or something before that. You could Terra. I guess Lash Out is there. So, it's not that big of a difference. But if you're facing, like, if you're facing Sylveon, that has Hyper Voice, and then you can make sure it doesn't do any damage because you keep going for Throat Chop. Keep going for Third Chop until you put it in range of, like, an Iron Head or something like that. Tauros we have in 9 points. That's high. I think 8 point with Terra is fine. It'll make it pretty good. But I think 9 points was a little too reactionary. I don't think Tauros is really that great. Paldea Tauros fighting. No one drafted that. I was considered drafting it. It was that or Girder, and I went with Girder, and I was very happy with that decision. 6 to 5 points, sure. Tauros, Aqua. I feel like we should allow these to Terra. Double Edge doesn't make a difference. Where do we have him right now? Like 10 points? 9 points? We have it Aqua. People drafted it. Okay. So I guess maybe both were drafted. So I guess they have enough value. I guess we'll make them no Terra. If people liked them good enough, they were on teams without Terra access, and they're probably fine to keep that way. Oh yeah, Ben and John have been oh, I thought you meant John Jr. Yes, Pokemon have been around for a long time. Yes, for sure. John Jr.'s been around for a while. I was in John Jr.'s. I was in NCP Season 2, and that was a very long time ago. That was before he uploaded on YouTube, I believe. Oh, yeah, they were on the same team for GBA. I kind of forgot that. Was John Jr. part of that? He was. I kind of forgot. Obviously, Tar Heel did a great job this past season, and how Play More, plus Tyler, the three of them and John Jr., they had a great team there. So that was a cool concept that they came up with. So hopefully they can keep it up for the future. All three of those are good. You can calm down, Ben. You still didn't win the chip, so nothing to brag about. Gyarados. Temper Flare? Is that a cool move? It had Fire Blast, but now it has another coverage move. So I think Temper Flare. This is maybe the first time where Temper Flare actually makes a difference. I think that's going to be pretty good on Gyarados. Gyarados was 11. I feel like Gyarados is not even that good for 11. I would make it a 10-point mon. Temper Flare is going to be good. It hits grass types, and you don't have to rely on bounce. And bounce is I guess you go for bounce, you just switch out. Unless you go power or bounce. Bounce. Oh, it doesn't even have bounce? Oof. How do you hit grass types? Avalanche? Ice Fang? I guess Temper Flare is a little bit stronger than Ice Fang. I would probably make Gyarados a 10-point mon. It seems like it should be better than what it actually is. Because I don't think anyone's going to draft Gyarados at 11, honestly. Ditto. Didn't get any new moves. It's probably fine. It's 5 points. Yeah. 5 points is fine. Vaporeon. Got fairy coverage. Doesn't make a difference. I still think it's really bad. It's probably too high in point value. And 10 points, I would drop it to 9. And you can Terra if you want with Vaporeon. It'll give it a little bit of coverage. A Alluring Voice, I guess, it does give just another stronger attack for Vaporeon. Because what are your special attacks right now? Alluring Voice, Ice Beam, Scald. Scald is always good. And then, I guess that's it. You really only need Ice Beam and Scald. I guess Alluring Voice could hit something. Fighting types, I suppose. I still think Vaporeon is probably a 9-point Pokemon. Jolteon. I guess it gives you something, you don't have to rely on Hyper Voice or something. Maybe it can work on spec sets. Is Jolteon too good with Terra? It really depends what we want to do with Jolteon. Jolteon being a 10-point mon is definitely not correct. What's up, Danny? How's it going, man? Do I think Jolteon is too good with Terra? I mean, it borderline swept me when I faced Viz, and I was totally prepared to try to make sure Jolteon didn't sweep me, and it still almost did anyway. I mean, if we don't give it Terra, it becomes a 5-point Pokemon. I don't know. I would probably lean... keep it. I think Kilowattrel is better with Terra than Jolteon. Yeah. Without Terra, Jolteon is pretty tough because you have what, Hyper Voice. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, and now you have Alluring Voice as another weak option to throw in there. Like, still nothing to hit ground types outside of Trailblaze. Flareon, I don't think Temper Flare makes a difference. Scorching Sand is okay. Does Flareon have superpower? It doesn't. So you can Terra to make sure you can hit rock types, but otherwise, kind of tough for Flareon right now. We have it at 4, and no one drafted it. We could definitely make Flareon a 3-point Pokemon, but I think it'd still be pretty neat. Yeah, it's the same base power as Terra Blast, but Terra Blast gives you stab when you Terra with it, so it's really like 120 base power. So Alluring Voice is definitely weaker than Terra Voice if you're gonna Terra in addition with it. Snorlax, Supercell Slam, probably doesn't make that much of a difference. I guess it hits bulky water types a little bit better. We had Snorlax at 12. I like to see Snorlax at 11 and try to do some interesting stuff with it. It's too bad that no one used it. But I feel like, again, it's like the bulk. Does the bulk keep up with the meta? And I don't really know if it does. What is Snorlax like? I haven't seen Snorlax like do anything this generation. Body Slam, I mean, it still does the same stuff it's always done. I mean, it doesn't have Gluttony with the 50% berry in Generation 7. That was the good time for Snorlax. I think 11 is fine. Maybe even 10, but that's probably too low. That's probably too low. And it seems like we have a lot of fighting types into the game, though, so maybe. Articuno with Triple Axle. What's Articuno, like 70 attack? 85 attack. I guess you could go Triple Axle and like Brave Bird. Like, they're both pretty decent physical moves. It's 85 attack. It's not great. Articuno should probably go down in value. It's 6 points. We should make it 5. I think it was 5 last generation. Belly Drum, Gluttony, Trailblaze, Curse. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I spent like 3.5 hours doing the rest of the old Pokemon. Now this is the new Pokemon and the new moves they got. This will go a lot quicker, especially because I have this list right here. Most Pokemon aren't going to get really many changes, but it's also like consideration of what stuff should move up. But I am hard capping this at 5 o'clock, and probably if I don't finish, then it just is what it is. I'll do it on my own time probably, because I think we're going to plan to. MV, Joey, and I are going to plan at noon tomorrow, EST, to do the tiering. And don't know how long that's going to take. It'll take a while. Hopefully we can get it done in one sitting, but we don't want to rush it either. Yeah, 1 to 3 is probably going to be a while. Articuno, Galar, probably goes down a point in value. We can make it 7. It's probably going to be a very good Terra Captain at 7, though. It's a good Terra Captain at 8, I feel like. I'm surprised it didn't get picked. There's Zapdos. I don't think you run Supercell Slam with the special coverage that it has. It's 90 physical attack, so it's workable if you really wanted to. I don't think that changes its viability. It's probably still like a 15 or 16 point Pokemon. Yeah, keep it 15. Zapdos is still very good. Static is a great ability. Zapdos, Galar. We get Endeavor, Throat Chop. I don't think any of those moves really make a difference. It's still probably like a 14, 15 point mod. Galarian Zapdos. I think we keep it at 15. Yeah, doubled into Articuno with Terra is pretty cool. JV had it for PPL. And he tried to bring it against me. It didn't work, though. I was definitely ready for that to do good work. Moltres, Scorching Sands. Good to hit Heatran. That's like the main thing. And other fire types. Where's Moltres? At 10. I feel like it's definitely better than Talonflame. After using Talonflame for a season, I didn't really like it. Yeah, Zapdos has knockoffs, so Throw Chop doesn't make a difference. I probably lean towards keeping Moltres at 10. I don't think you would Terra it at 9. I think Moltres at 10 sounds pretty solid. Moltres Galar. Probably keep it at 10 as well. Where is Moltres Galar? Galarian Moltres. Do we have it like at 13? Where is it? We have it at 13? That seems pretty high. That's really high. I'd probably say just drop it to 11. Pain Split is interesting, I guess. Man, I don't think Galar Moltres is better than regular Moltres anyway. It has the dark typing, which is cool. I think 11 is fine. It probably gets drafted at 11, but it's very predictable in what it does. And for what it's worth, Moltres is higher tier than Galar Moltres and Smogon, which makes minimal difference, but it kind of shows the general outlook of what the Pokemon are. I guess Pain Split, but what are you going to run over it? Maybe over Nasty Plot or over Agility, if you want to just go one or the other. You probably just run Rest and Chesto Berry is probably better on Moltres than Pain Split. Dragonite. What is Dragon Cheer? It's probably a bullshit move that doesn't do anything. Oh, it's the crit ratio move, yeah. So Dragonite gets nothing. Like 15 points for Dragonite, 14 points. We have it at 16. I would say move it down to 15, especially with the dragons that are in this game. I think we can make it a little bit cheaper. And like, I don't think Joey was even like the highest on Dragonite when he had it in the previous season. PPL. Mewtwo, not allowed. Mew. Any of these moves make a difference? I would say no between this. Petal Blizzard, but I think it had Leaf Blade already. Curse, Endeavor. Where's Roost? I don't see Roost anywhere. So Mew gets I think Meteor Beam is a move to note. Endeavor probably doesn't make a difference. Future Sight is a move to note. That's pretty strong. Pain Split is probably bad. I don't think I'd actually ever run Pain Split Mew. Psych Up is an interesting move. Triple Axle. Yeah, I mean, all these, it just, more offensive moves from Mew to better. It's just based 115 stats are pretty limiting. I think you keep Mew at 15. I don't think you'd raise it, for sure. No. Did I exit out of it? Yeah. Nope. There it is. Alright, gotta scroll back up. We got Typhlosion. Scorching Sands? This is like all the Pokemon that can beat Heatran. It already had Focus Blast, so I don't think you add too much viability with this introduction. If it's at 6 points, I think Typhlosion can go down to 5 points. It's still probably a very good Terra option. Like, you could run it as Delphox 2.0. I'm kind of surprised no one went that route. Typhlosion versus Delphox. 114 special attack and 104 speed. You drop that down a little bit. But you basically have the same moves. And I guess you also lose Psyshock Stab with it. So I guess a combination of all that. I don't know. It's still probably okay at doing like the Delphox roll that Joey had with Terra Fairy and just running boots on it a lot. It doesn't have Calm Mind either. It can't boost. It has Eruption, which is the hardest hitting move out of all of them. So it's definitely worse, but I think for 5 points it might get drafted. Hisuian Typhlosion. We probably have it like 1 point higher. Hisuian Typhlosion. We also have it 6. That's slower, which is definitely a downside. It has more special attack. I could see it going at staying at 6 or keeping it at 5. 5 or 6, I think either work for it. Ferret, probably at 2 and keep it at 2. Ferret, nope. Ferret, 2 points, keep it at 2 points. Noctowl gets nothing. Whatever was at before is probably okay. Ariados. Probably keep it the same, like 2 points. 3 points. You can make it 2 points. Kyle had Noctowl, and I think he quite enjoyed it. I think 3 points is probably fine for Noctowl. Where do we have it? Do we have Noctowl a little bit higher? We have it at 4. 3 or 4. Either work. Not too impactful. Ampharos. Meteor Beam on Ampharos sounds pretty neat. It doesn't. I don't think it provides too much coverage, but it gives you a special attack boost. Supercell Slam. What is Ampharos? 75 attack. That's basically not usable. So yeah, Meteor Beam would be the big draw for Ampharos. It's probably like a 3-point Pokemon. We have it at 2. You can keep it at 2. Though I think giving it Meteor Beam gives it a little bit more creativity. Because it still has agility. So you can maybe get some weird sets with it. Meteor Beam, Agility, Thunderbolt, Terra Blast Ice, something like that. And it's pretty bulky. That seems cool for 2 points. Azumarill gets nothing. It gets Whirlpool. But it doesn't get Perish Song. It does get Perish Song. Perish Song, Whirlpool actually provides a ton of flexibility. I think that was something I was trying to use at one point with Azumarill. And then I realized it didn't get a Whirlpool, so I was very sad about that. Azumarill is it's very good. We have like 14-point Pokemon or something like that. I think it's fine to stay at 14. It's very good. I don't think it needs to go to 15 though. Sudowoodo. We can keep at 1 or 2, whatever it was at. Uzi tried to do something with it. Politoed. Where do we have Politoed? At 10 points. Envy and AIM are probably going to disagree. I would drop, I would make it 9 points. I would drop the value. A Politoed. Kingdra is in the game, so like the combination of adding lowering Politoed and adding Kingdra is probably a good combination there. I don't know. Does Politoed get the combination? Does it get Whirlpool? Oh, it does. Okay. I think Politoed should be like 3 points less than Pelipper. And we have Pelipper at 11. I would probably say make Pelipper 9 and make Politoed 12. No, Pelipper 12, Politoed 9. Yeah. It could Terra. If you want to Terra with your Politoed, go right ahead. Like, that means you're not... I mean, at 9 points, that means you're not Terraing with, like, Poliwrath or Ludicolo or something like that. So, if you want to Terra with Politoed, I don't see an issue there. Jumpluff. No viability change with Endeavor. 1 point is fine for it, honestly. It's too bad. It's cool, and it's actually very annoying in Ranbats. As well as Sunflora. Sunflora is very good in Ranbats. Because it's at level 100. And usually has Specs. Specs or Chlorophyll. Both are very good. But it's a 1 point Pokemon. Quagsire gets Whirlpool. I don't think that makes a difference. I think we had it at 8 points, and I think it's fine at 8 points. It could even go down to 7. It's really not as bulky as you think it is. Espeon. I had it last PPL season, and I think MV quite enjoyed his experience with Espeon. They're probably gonna say keep it at 9 or drop it at 8 and take away Terra. I think I'm generally on that same train. I still think I think it's also fine keeping it at 9 and Terra and it just being a very good Pokemon. I don't think it's a world beating broken Pokemon with Terra. I think we can keep it there, but I'm probably more in favor of dropping it a point and not giving it Terra access. Umbreon. I think Umbreon was perfectly good at 9 points with Terra access. Very passive Pokemon. I didn't run any setup sets, which maybe I should have done looking back on it, but I don't think any of these moves change that fact. And I wouldn't lower the point value on Umbreon. Slowking has Whirlpool as well, but don't think that makes too much of a difference. Where do we have Slowking? Slowking has Teleport, so that's what keeps it higher than Slow. Oh, well, that's Chilly Reception. Yeah, just keep it at 15. I don't know. I don't think Slowking is that great. Like, that seems like 15 or 14, those seem like way too high for Slowking, just because it has momentum. But that's just me. Galar Slowking can be expensive as however people want it to be. Galar Slowking is 16. That's probably like the definition of a 16-point Pokemon. It's very good. Late first round, early second round Pokemon. Very good. Fortress. I think we had it at 7, and I don't think these moves make a difference. And 7 points. It has Pain Split, which Fortress is pretty low base HP, so it actually gives it maybe a better way to recover. But keep it at 7. I don't think we should need to remove it. Quillfish. Curse maybe is okay. You have Sword Stance, so you're never gonna run that. Pain Split. I don't think any of these moves make a difference. It's probably like at 6-7 points for Quillfish. We have it at 6. We can lower it to 5. I think there's also an opportunity cost for having Quillfish as your grounded poison, but I think it's still pretty good for 5 points. Gives you spikes, toxic spikes, like worst case. Scissor. Mega Scissor would I would imagine it's a... I imagine Curse Scizor is definitely a set. Swords Dance is obviously an option. Was Curse never like a... Maybe it wasn't OU viable. I've seen Curse quite a bit in playing in Draft League for Mega Scizor. Not for regular Scizor. And I think Double Edge as like a generally strong move is okay. The Scizor still have him. Unless it still has close combat. It still has close combat, so you probably don't run Double Edge. Probably stays like 14 points wherever we had it. We had it at 14. I think it stays at 14. The Scizor Curse. Heracross. None of those moves, I think, make a difference. I'm not bringing Curse Heracross. I don't even think it got drafted at 10 points. Yeah. Lethal Company. I don't know that game. But later, Frosted. I don't know. Heracross, I wouldn't give it Terra access, but there's like a lot of fightings in the game. So if people didn't draft it at 10, like, and there's more fightings into the game, it's, I don't know if it's going to actually get drafted. 19's pretty good for it. 10's pretty good for it. My Cargo, this is a hot mon. Scorching Sand. We probably had it at 1 point. It should stay at 1 point. We had it at 2 points. Drop it to a point. Delibird. Triple Axle actually is like... What, Hustle Boost? That could be quite strong. Skitter Smack. Yeah, that's probably not going to do anything. I would give Delibird an extra point for Triple Axle. I mean, it's stronger than Ice Spinner, so I think that's pretty solid. Houndoom. None of those moves make a difference. Maybe Throat Chop, because what did Houndoom have on the physical side? Base 90 attack. It doesn't really make a difference in terms of its viability. It's probably like, we had it at 3, and I don't think anyone drafted it. We probably keep it at 3. I think it's still pretty good. It was definitely a mon I was considering getting. Donphan. Maybe Curse could be a set, but I doubt it. Probably around 10 points, 11 points. I think 11 is fine, especially with more Rabbit Spinners in the game. I think Donphan's not going to be as good, so we can keep it at 11. Blissey has Endeavor. We probably keep Blissey at the same value, 9 points. It really should be 8. They should really be a point lower. They do have Heal Bell, which is really, really nice. And people don't want to deal with playing with Blissey, so I can understand, or Chansey, so I understand if we want to just keep it at higher point values and like make sure people don't actually get them. Tyranitar. Though I was a big proponent of Blissey, like, before Generation 9. But not having Toxic makes it close to unusable. None of those make a different of Tyranitar. Excadrill is back, baby, so Tyranitar's going to be good. We can make it 14 points. 15 points. I think people are just really allured with having it knock off, but I think 14 is probably a good value for Tyranitar. It has a lot of weaknesses. It's tough. It has good bulk. Mightyena. 1 point. I don't know if it's going to be 1 point. Ludicolo. I think we probably had it like as a 7-point Terra option. I think 7 is still probably pretty good. Rain's going to be more viable with Kingdra in the game, so I think we keep it at 7. Shiftry. I don't know if anyone got Shiftry. It got a lot of cool stuff. No one got Shiftry. I don't think any of those moves make a difference. 5. Yeah. I don't know. Shiftry is okay. Yeah, Danny did. Danny had it early on, but If Danny thinks was very good, then we could maybe bump it up to 6, but I doubt it. Pelipper has Whirlpool now. We had it at 11. I kind of like Pelipper at 11, though. And we just have... we have Ludicolo at... They're 8. They're probably... I don't think they're going to be for that. It should be like... Pelipper should be like 2 or 3 points more than Politoed. But I think we overpriced Drain too much. It is going to get better now. So I think we keep Pelipper at 11. Having U-turn plus... Does Pelipper not have defog anymore? I don't think it does have defog. It doesn't, but having U-turn is very clutch on Pelipper. It doesn't really need defog. It's just a nice bonus. Gardevoir. None of those moves look like they're good on it. And Gardevoir is just such a good Pokemon. It's something I want to try. 11 points. I really think we should make it 12. Yeah, not a lot of Pokemon have defog. That's a good point. Gardevoir is just, it's so reliable. Masquerain. Keep it like 2 points. We had it at 5 points. I guess because I had option to Quiver Dance. We could drop it down a point. I guess it's still okay with Terra if you want to try to sweep with it. Breloom got nothing. Breloom's like an 11-point Pokemon. 12. Yeah, we could drop that to 11. There's a lot of fighting types that are getting into the game. Slacking with Double Edge. Okay. I don't know where we had it before. Slacking at 2 points. I think we keep it at 2. There's obviously a high risk, high reward. I guess it's high risk, medium reward with slacking. Like, you can hit super hard with like Terra Blast or like Terra normal double edges. Like, you can hit super hard, but then you have setup opportunity and protect. Not that you're probably not gonna run protect a lot on your team to counter as slacking, but if you have it on your team for other reasons, then it's not gonna do much against it. Hariyama with Curse seems pretty cool. This Drain Punch isn't gonna do too much for Hariyama because its HP is so high. This seems like a pretty neat change. Hariyama at 8 points. I still think probably 7, but I think it's just because there's a ton of fighting types in the game. So I think we're going to favor more of the newer ones anyway. I don't think I'm opposed to dropping this to 7, and if you really want to get Hariyama as a fighting type, you can. It's a very cool Pokemon. Sableye, like a 5-point Pokemon. We had it at 4. I would say move it up a point. Sableye is pretty interesting in what it does. But probably no one's going to draft it for 5 points. Metagame, probably like a 7-point Pokemon as well. I think we keep it at 7. It seems very, very good. With Terra Access, Pure Power. Where's Metagame? Choice Scarf, Terra Fighting to Corviknight. To a KO. I like 2 KOs, that sounds pretty good. Volbeat, same as before. Probably like 2 points. I don't know if one has better viability than the other. I think they have slightly different moves. Swalot. Probably a 2-point Pokemon. 1-point Pokemon. It's a Swalot. Camerupt. Camerupt seems cool as a Terra Captain. I think we keep it at 2 points. Yeah, Corviknight would kill Metagame with Brave Bird, but it's not a switch-in, is what I'm pointing out. Torkoal. A good combination with higher tier Pokemon. Probably a 12-point Pokemon. Where do you have Torkoal? We have it at 11. I guess we keep at 11. Opportunity cost there, but where do we have Ninetales? We have Ninetales at 11, and we have Torkoal at 11. That seems about right. I don't know what their viability difference is this Mogon. Probably Torkoal is higher because of the bulk. Yeah, Torkoal is a tier higher, but yeah, I think that's fine for Torkoal. Grumpig, no difference. A 1-point Pokemon. It might be 2, whatever. Cacturn, it's probably like a 2-point Pokemon. We have it at 4. We can drop that. We can drop that a point. Torkoal to 12? Maybe. It might power up stuff, but I think we keep it as is because Sun was already very good, and it wasn't drafted, so. Altaria. Let's see. None of those moves make a difference. It seems like a cool Terra Captain. We'll move it down to 3. Zangoose also seems like a cool Terra Captain, just Terra normal facades. Like, what's your switching going to be? I think we can lower the price and try to influence people to get these Pokemon. So I think they're going to be quite good. So Viper gets Sludge Wave. I don't think that makes too much of a difference. A Viper is like a 2-point Pokemon. Where do you have Viper? 1 point? I'm fine with Viper being at 1 point. Wishcash has hazards, so it's probably 2 points. Yeah, we can keep it at 2. Crawdaunt. No moves that make a difference there. Unless you want to run special Crawdaunt, which I doubt it. 13 points is too much. I could even see it going to 11. Trinket to 11. Melodic. Triple Axle. If you want to go like, what's it? Coil sets. It still has coil, right? It still has coil. Okay. Don't think any of those moves are that great. This is like basically a 12-point Pokemon. I don't think I would lower it anymore. But I would consider it. Bayonet. I think a pretty underrated random battles Pokemon. Tropius is a very annoying random battles Pokemon. I don't know how good it actually is in theory, but it's very annoying at worst case. Chimecho. We could probably just keep it at 1. Maybe we raised it to 2. Whatever. Glalie. We can keep it at 1 point. Gone pretty quick through all these. There's like a really bad Pokemon in Generation 3 is what we're learning here. Oh, there you go. Love this. Doesn't help either. Salamence. Temper Flare. What did it have before? It had Fire Fang, so a little bit of a better fire move, physical side. We probably have it like at 13 points. We have it at 14 points. 14's fine. It's probably not going to get drafted at 14 though. Kyogre, those Pokemon we can skip over. Jirachi Gets Meteor Beam. That's cool. A way to boost your special attack. You also get rid of your item so you're not as weak to knockoff anymore. I don't think Psycho makes a difference. Expanding Force seems kind of cool in Psychic Terrain. This is a great Pokemon. Jirachi. It's probably worthy of a 16 points. I would like it cheaper so that way I could draft it again. Torterra. There we go. No Terra. 8 no Terra. I think that's fine. Yeah, the train. You gotta love it. Infernape. I don't think any of those moves make a difference. Maybe Endeavor, if you want to lead Focus Sash, Stealth Rocks, Taunt, something like that. We made Infernape too expensive, though. And I kind of knew that. We can make it 15. 15 might honestly be a little expensive, too. But Infernape has such good versatility. Empoleon, definitely better than 11 points. Yeah, Uzi got a great pick there. Even round 2 might have been a little early. I think we bump it up to 13. I think it's very solid. And it still has Scald. No, it doesn't have Scald. But it has a Flip Turn Roost. There's a lot of water types that are going to be around the same point value. We can see. It should go up at least 1 point, if not 2. Staraptor, very underwhelming Pokemon. I've never seen it do anything in Draft League. We should make it 9. I don't think we give it Terra access though, but we should give it a chance to actually do something. Kricketune. Yeah, 1 point is fine for it. It had viability, I think, in Generation 6. Like NU or something like that. Luxray. Probably lowered a point value. It's really not good. We have it at 5. That's too much. Maybe even 3. I don't even think it would get drafted at 3 points. Again, it's like an opportunity clause of actually having to use Luxray as one of your 6 Pokemon that you bring. Even though you could Terra it. Like Terra Normal with Guts, it's probably fine. Vespiquen. 2 points, maybe 3 points. If you have it Terra, I think 2 is fine. Pachirisu, skip over it. Floatzel. We have a Terra Band at 8. I'd be down anyway. Still don't keep it at Terra. Yeah, unfortunate for Luxray. It's not even that great in rand battles. It's like okay at best. Gastrodon, probably like around 10 points. It might get overlooked a little bit. I think 9 points, and you can Terra it, sure. That seems pretty interesting for Gastrodon. Ambibomb. Throat Chop. Triple Axle. Double Edge. They all seem like pretty good moves for Ambipom. And where did we have it before? At 6? I'd probably go to 7 points. I would probably lean towards making it 7. Triple Axle is probably going to be pretty good for it. Double Edge is a nice move. And it's faster than 110s. What was the normal move it had used before? Fake Out. Last Resort. Giga Impact. Slam. Were the normal moves really that bad? Tail Slap. Sure. Plus, Skill Link or Technician. I think Double Edge will be pretty nice for it. To have like a really strong move, especially with Terra Normal. Same thing as Persian, but Amapom has more going for it than Persian does. Driftblim. All those moves don't give it any extra versatility. It's probably like a 5-point Pokemon. Yeah, 5 is pretty good for Driftblim. Mismagius. I was considering it giving Terra access. I drafted it, or I picked it up mid-season and did not use it. We can make it 8 points. There's definitely downsides to Mismagius, though, like, Ghost is pretty spammable. Honchkrow, we still have, like, a lot to go. I said I was going to be done at 5. We'll see how long. Go a little bit longer and see. Honchkrow, probably lower to point value. We probably had it too high. 7, we can lower it to 6. Bronzong. Bronzong is, like, not good, right? 9 points. We should make it 8. Like, it's super, super passive. It's an NU right now. Registeel. Where do we have Registeel? 8 points. I think Bronzong is better than Registeel, but I think both at 8 points is fine. There are a lot of steals that just do way more than what these two mons do. No Toxic hurts them a ton. Spiritomb, like a 4-point Pokemon. And it does at 3 points. We can go with 3 to 4. Garchomp. There we go. I did not think Garchomp was particularly good when I had it. I think that's definitely fair to drop it to 17. Scale Shot seems pretty good with it. I think I might have ran Loaded Dice Scale Shot once with Garchomp. The thing is, like 102 speed is like not as fast as you want it to be anymore. It's just too easily revenge killed. And with Loaded Dice Scale Shot, you lower your defense by 1. Earthquake is still pretty good. Spikes and Stealth Rocks are very good. I think Latios is going to be better. I think there's just a lot of the gouging. What's a new Pokemon? Gouging. Fire is going to be better. What dragons do I think are going to be better? Dragapult will be better. Gouging Fire can be better. Latios is going to be better. Latias is probably about on par. Roaring Moon is probably about on par. Walking Wake's about on par. I think it's good. I think we can drop it to 17, though. And I think Landorus could probably drop to 16 as well. Yeah, Lesser Purge got buffed. Yeah, I think we have Latios at like 19 or something like that. Lucario. And, I mean, it went down to Yu-Yu, so Garchomp can't be good anyway. Lucario is going to be like 8 points, 9 points, whatever. Still not get drafted. Chase had it at 1 point. It's not good. We'll drop it at 10. Hippowdon. Excadrill is back. You usually want to pair with a Tyranitar to not have overlapping typings. I think it'd honestly be fine at 11 points. You basically run Stealth Rocks, Recover, Earthquake, Filler every week. Very predictable. Stone Edge or Roar. They're basically the 5 moves you're going to run in Hippowdon. Or Whirlwind. I think Whirlwind is better than Roar. I forget which one it is. One of those 2 moves is better. Toxicroak. Probably the same as what it was. We had it at 7 points. We can lower it to 6. No one's going to draft it. Whatever. Lumineon. Keep it at 1 point. Abomasnow. I think it's pretty cool. We had it at 8 points. 8 points seems like a lot. I would probably drop it down to 7, right? I mean, Veil is good, of course, but I would drop it. Weavile got Triple Axle. This mon is going to be great. It's at 15. I think it's either a 16 or 17 point mon. Weavile is awesome. Having knockoff is great for it. It's basically back to what it was in Generation 8. You have all these dragons in the game. Weavile speed is still super elite. And there's no Chanpao. Because we're not going to allow Chanpao in this. Magnezone. Trap Steals. It's very slow, though. Magnezone at 10. I think we make it 9 points and allow it to Terra. I think that's definitely okay. Magnezone's not that good. Yeah, Mega. I like this mon to actually do something in a draft league. We have it at 10. I think we also bring that to 9 and allow it to Terra. I'd like the Mega to do something. It might be pretty. It's going to be very good with Terra Blast, but I'm fine with that. It's an RE right now, and it's probably because it's dropping. Leafeon, it's probably like 3 points. Keep it there. We have it at 3 points. Yeah, that's fine. Glaceon. Triple Axle doesn't really make a difference. Probably 2 points for Glaceon. We have it at more. Bring it down to 3. Whatever. Gliscor. We still see that Gliscor is quite good. Oh yeah, Tearing Eye Mega is still good. Amel has a sweep with it with Sword Stance, I believe. Sword Stance, yeah, Mega. Gliscor, still great. It can Terra, so like it's not as good in OU as it is in regular draft. I could see it going to 15, but I don't think we need to change it anything more than what it is. None of these moves make a difference. Mamoswine, we have it at 15. I think we can drop that a point. I think Gliscor is going to be better than Mamoswine. Mamoswine is Endeavor, so that's something to point out. If you wanted like a lead Endeavor set. There's probably better Pokemon to run that, but Mamoswine can do it. Gallade got Triple Axle. I think that's a buff, for sure. I don't think any of those other moves are that interesting. There's a lot of fighting types, as I've been saying. Gallade at 11. I'd probably drop it to 10. Even though it got it got a buff, and we drop it a point, maybe that'll get people to draft it. I don't think I drafted it at 10. Probopass has Meteor Beam. That's cool. The special attack is probably like 80 or something. 75. It's not that high. But I mean, it's stab, so I guess that's good. Has Curse. That's probably like a 3 or 4 point Pokemon. 3 points. I think 3 points is fine. It has enough niches for it. Trapping Steals. It doesn't really trap in that well, though, but it can Terra. Dusknoir. Four points. We can make it 3. Envy will probably get it if it's at 3 points. Frostlass. Triple Axle. I think it was at 7, and we can keep it at 7 with Triple Axle. Terra, maybe you can get like pretty decent attack off with it. Rotom is bad. It has Pain Split. That makes it a little bit better. It makes all the Rotoms better. So let's see. We got Rotom. Well, we'll go one at a time. So regular Rotom, 6 points. Rotom is not good. So we're gonna have to do all the Rotom forms. So Rotom Fan. We can drop that to 4. Rotom Mow. We can drop that a point. Rotom Wash. We could drop that a point. What's up, DD Gaming? But I think Rotom Wash at 13 with Pain Split is going to be very good. Rotom Frost. Drop it a point. I think we could drop everything a point. Rotom Heat. 9. This Pokemon is garbage. And we're all good there. Okay. Does Electro Web? Well, it wasn't listed here, but Electro Web might be something they already had. Electro Web. Yeah, I don't think that really makes a difference. You'd just rather have a higher attacking move like Thunderbolt. Uxie with Pain Split kind of seems a little interesting. Probably not great, but I think it's interesting. It doesn't have Toxic. But all the Pixie forms are just so good. 10 points. Uxie is a 10-point Pokemon. Mesprit is probably in the similar range. 10 points. You can keep it at 10. They're very solid for that price and what they can do. And Azolf is slightly better. I think 11 is fine for Azolf. Maybe 12, because 115 speed is just... 115 speed is very nice. We can skip those. Heatran has Scorching Sands. Do we put a Joey tax on it? He probably would be against that. I think 15 points is good for Heatran. Crest gets Expanding Force Psych Up. Doesn't make a difference. There's not a ton of Toxic Mons out there. 12 is fine for Cresselia. I think Chase was pretty okay with it. Fione. $5. We can drop it. What tier? It's in ZU. Yeah, it's base 80 stats. You can do what you want with it. Manaphy. Do we give Manaphy? How did MV do with Manaphy? 8 kills, 4 deaths in 9 games. It's pretty good. I mean, it's top 15. That's not world breaking. Because I know we banned Take Heart. We could probably just keep it as is. Which is probably like 16-point Pokemon. Same, no Take Heart. That's probably fine to do that. Shaman has Petal Blizzard. Maybe that's a slightly better grass move, but I think we can make it 10 points. Uzi did a very good job with it. And it has enough coverage to where it's not completely set up bait. Like Superior has no coverage, basically. It has Dragon Pulse and Grass. If you give it Terra, it's a different story. But I think we can make Shaman 10 points. Alright. I probably have to go. We still got a lot of Pokemon left. Why are there this many Pokemon? I mean, I have to do this at some point. And if we're streaming tomorrow, maybe this is something I do like very early in the morning, like 8 a.m. Because this will probably take, it took an hour and a half. It'd probably take an hour and a half to do this. So maybe like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I do this for an hour and a half, like finish at 10, 10:30, and then the three of us will do our stream at noon. Maybe that might sound like a plan. 8:30 is going to be pretty early though. But I do want to take a look at all this ahead of time and make sure I'm prepared. Make sure you give my input, make sure you have a good season of SPL coming up. So I think that'll be it. thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Joey, for plugging the stream. I don't want to add everyone. Joey's a little bit more liberal with adding everybody, but you can't get mad at Joey. He's too nice, so he can get away with it. I'm not as nice, so I can't get away with it. Alright. Yeah, we got like 3rd generation 4. So like halfway. 160. We got to 163. That's not even halfway. We're in generation 10. Ugh. Yeah, we are not halfway. We're like maybe about halfway. Maybe like 45% of the way we did. And you also got a couple rows up here. Yeah, we're probably like 45% done. So, I guess we're going to do a part 4 tomorrow. Yeah, there's too much I haven't done yet. We'll do part 4 tomorrow. But this has all been very interesting. I quite enjoy being here with stream and just chatting with y'all. It's been fun. I haven't really done this too much, so hopefully I can make it not as scuffed for the future, but I think everything has been pretty good, all things considered. But yeah, I think that'll be it. Thank you, everyone. The my random battles episode 3 should be posted like 15 minutes ago, so check out my random battles to the top. If I have time, I can try to make better thumbnails for that, but I'm going to just try to get them out. I want to try to get it out every day, and I only had 3 videos as backup to start the series, because then I got sick for a week. Well, I was sick for like 2-3 days, and then like I wasn't as full health, so I have to catch up on that. So ideally I could play a Ranbads for 30 minutes tomorrow, play with the new Pokemon. That'll be pretty cool, and then try to catch up on that series. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that. You guys voted on it for the 1K special. But okay, I think that's enough rambling right there. Thanks for watching, and until next time, later guys.